In today's video, we'll be going over a new report that suggests that the PlayStation 4 is way ahead of the Xbox One in total console sales. A new Battlefield game is going to be announced later this month, and BioWare's most recent and most ambitious project in Anthem has gotten its release month. More on that at the end of this video. First, let's talk about the PlayStation 4 console sales versus the Xbox One console sales. Now, we know that the PlayStation 4 is ahead of the Xbox One in terms of actual consoles sold, but we don't know exactly how much, or that hasn't been confirmed. And that's because while Sony is very happy to share their sales numbers, Microsoft no longer publicly shares the Xbox One sales numbers. I guess they do want to hide that fact because they are getting trumped by Sony so hard. That's not a slight at Microsoft, the facts are just the facts. We know that the Xbox One is lagging behind the PlayStation 4 quite a bit, but maybe now we have some more exact numbers. And according to data from EA, Xbox One sales sat around the 30 million mark at the end of 2017. The PlayStation 4, you might know, and we covered the fact that it's about to crack 80 million units sold, so that brings it 50 million ahead of the Xbox One. That is an astronomical lead that the PlayStation 4 has over the Xbox One. Last generation, the Xbox 360 was ahead of the PlayStation 3, but it was never this big of a gap in sales. The main thing that PlayStation has over Xbox, however, is the fact that while in North America the Xbox One actually does okay, the PlayStation 4 is ahead of the Xbox One even then. And then when you take a look at European territories and especially Japan, the PlayStation 4 is absolutely destroying the Xbox One in those markets. So the PlayStation 4 is significantly ahead of the Xbox One in the States, and then when you go outside of the States, the disparity is even larger. Now, I have to give Microsoft credit where it is due. They've done a lot of good stuff this generation. The Xbox One X is a really solid platform. Xbox Game Pass is great. The only real issue that the console has is they don't have any high-quality exclusives. I mean, you look at the exclusives that Sony has on the PlayStation 4, Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, upcoming titles like Spider-Man and Days Gone. On the Microsoft side of things, what do you have? In the last year, you saw a new Forza title, you saw Sea of Thieves, which wasn't very good, and outside of that, not much more. While PlayStation is very ahead right now, the tables can always turn. If next generation Sony came out and announced that they're still not going with backwards compatibility in the PlayStation 5, and Xbox implements a lot of stuff that is pro-consumer with the next Xbox, the tables can turn just like that. We saw that earlier this generation when Microsoft came out and said used games weren't going to be a part of the Xbox One, and then Sony came out and said you can play used games on PlayStation 4. Just that one element alone put the PlayStation 4 ahead by so much. Obviously, it's been a collective effort with everything that Sony's offered with the PS4, the exclusives, the pricing, I can go on, but Sony can absolutely not get too complacent, and they are not. They're still creating incredible exclusives for the PlayStation 4, and I imagine that their sales numbers will continue to grow. Hopefully, Microsoft can figure themselves out as well and start releasing some big budget marquee exclusives on their platform as well. Moving on from that, we know that a new Battlefield game is coming in 2018. Well, now we've got an official date when this new Battlefield game will be revealed. There's a hidden room in Battlefield 1 that revealed a Morse code message that led them to a website, and that website said on May 23rd, Battlefield will never be the same. What could that be? I know I'm hoping for a Battlefield Bad Company 3. There's been rumors circulating that this could be Bad Company 3. I don't know how Bad Company goes along with the line on May 23rd, Battlefield will never be the same. That sounds like a game that would be completely revolutionizing the franchise. But again, that could also be just publisher hyperbole. We've seen publishers do that before, saying, oh my god, this game is going to change how the series is viewed, all that good stuff. But really, sometimes they are just being a little bit hyperbolic. At this point, I do want to see a new Battlefield game. Battlefield 1 released all the way back in 2016. A Battlefield game every 2 years is usually what happens, so I imagine this new Battlefield game will be releasing later in 2018. What could it be? What do you guys want to see? Would you rather a Battlefield Bad Company 3? Do you want Battlefield 5? Do you want Battlefield World War II? Let us know on that in the comments section down below. And speaking of EA, BioWare's title in Anthem has also gotten a bit of information dropped on it as it's gotten its release month. The game was originally scheduled to be released in fall of 2018, but it was delayed into 2019. However, that fall 2018 window was never announced by the studio themselves. It was just speculated on, so the 2019 date isn't really too much of a delay, but the game has been confirmed to be released in March 2019. That was announced during an EA investor call, and Blake Jorgensen mentioned that, quote, it is an extremely unique game that players will really enjoy playing. There's been a lot of comparisons drawn with Anthem and other titles, but Anthem does look like its own unique property, and it's a very ambitious game considering that BioWare just released Mass Effect Andromeda. They do have a little bit of a negative stench attached to them right now. Hopefully Anthem really remedies that and they produce a quality product. We'll find out in March 2019, no exact date yet, but it will be coming next year in March. So that concludes this video. What do you guys think? What do you think about the PlayStation 4 being 50 million console sales ahead of the Xbox One? That is a massive lead. Honestly, from a consumer standpoint, you want to see more competition, so Sony is always on their A game. Not to say that they're not. Again, they're producing some amazing exclusives and they're not stopping doing that. But the more competition we have, the better it is going to be for the consumers. Also, Battlefield is getting a major announcement on May 23rd. What do you want this new game to be? Do you want Bad Company 3? Do you want Battlefield 5? Do you want World War II? Or do you want something completely different? And Anthem will be officially released in March of 2019. Sound off with your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching and goodbye.